How you doing? Sean Tech here. Welcome back to the show. Thanks again for all the support. This morning, this afternoon, whenever the parents are starting to feel a little bit tired, what do they reach for? They reach for some coffee. Is what they reach for. Yeah, and I actually had one of my students was walking with his gal in the neighborhood recently, wearing their masks and everything, as being safe as anyone would, just trying to get some fresh air around the Easter weekend. And it just so turns out that his gal happens to run a really, really good coffee shop here where I live. Some excellent coffee that's being served in the town. I don't know if I can list names or anything like that. Probably not permission. Anyway, their coffee is really good though. If you know me in person, I guess try and find me and I'll let you know who it is. So, but anyway, I wanted to take a look what coffee looks like underneath the microscope here. What is ground up coffee? I myself use a French press for everything that I do. So let's have a look at some coffee. I'll just keep it in the spoon. Let's see if I can't. Well, that is kind of that is out of focus. Is what that is. That is out of focus. So can you see that? Can you see that? That okay? I'm trying to make sure. Keeping everything, safe it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. All right. So let me zoom all the way out here so you can all kind of get a chance to see what I'm looking at here. I think I might need a little bit more light shined onto this. I'm not even so sure. All of my lights are shined up kind of as bright as they can really get at this point. And then maybe go down to... can I... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to look for. I wanted to look for maybe a little bit more in the gain area. There we go. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more of a software type of brightness. Whoa. Wow. It's ground up little pieces. It's ground up pieces, but then on top of that, if we look really carefully at what coffee grounds actually look like, kind of up close, they're fuzzy. I had to really kind of say a little bit about them. They're definitely like, and this is somewhat hard to tell. Maybe that's because I have the gain turned up a little bit too high. So I'm going to turn down the gain, or maybe turn it to where it's just, I'm trying to find a nice middle ground here. I'm going to play with the gamma. There you go. Now you got yourself a pretty good image of what coffee looks like right up in the front there. That's pretty cool. So there's like there are little ground up pieces of the bean in terms of like the larger chunks, if you will, the larger chunks of bean. But then on top of that, there are these like finer pieces around it that are like little like finer particle sizes around it there, and it's kind of a mixture of all sorts of. You got the brown parts in there. We've got the kind of a whiter looking part in there. I'm gonna try to dig around in there and see what I can do. Ooh, hello, you in there? Whoa, what is that? There's like, it's definitely like some I got a piece of it. Can you see I got a piece of it? One little piece. The training that we provide in our college that I teach allows me to grab one tiny piece of ground up piece of coffee. That is exactly what that is. That is very small in terms of what that is. That is very, very small. I'd say one piece of ground up coffee. How big is one piece of ground up coffee? Well, do I have a scale somewhere around here? Do I have like a little ruler or something like that? I usually do. There it is. Hi, how are you? If you move the spoon out of the way. Excuse me, pardon me. Can I come in here? I'd like to rule the day, so to speak. I still got the ground up piece. Although my brightness needs to be toned down a little bit, and I got to focus into place. There we can see the millimeter scale, where each one of those bars is a single millimeter, and it's overall length. And I'm going to put the coffee ground here, and we can see. Did you let go? Hey, how about we let go? Things are so small at this point that they just want to grab onto its new friend, my pair of tweezers. Would you please oof off of here. So there we go. And there you have it. To scale, a coffee ground is almost exactly 1 millimeter in its overall size. A single coffee ground, a single thing that makes me wake up in the morning. And it's like, it's so hard to kind of describe kind of what this is. Like, it's definitely like I guess I don't know if this is the right scientific term. A clump, is that the right term for it? I don't know. I'm zoomed in actually all the way up at 50x magnification at this point, so this is almost as high end as I can really get using the stereo microscope. Let me try and zoom in just a little bit more and try and bring the texture of this into focus. And this is, I guess, a little bit hard to do, really just based on the whole concept that there is a decent amount of height for this single grain. So overall, there is it's still, I betcha, if I bring this gain up just a little bit more, I'm gonna bring this into focus a little bit more there. Whoa, that's pretty neat looking. Single coffee ground is about 1 millimeter in its overall length, and if I had to actually probably say in terms of the volume that this takes up, this would be about 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter by about 1 millimeter tall. It's about, I've probably crunched it down just a little bit, but I would probably say that this is a cubic millimeter in its overall volume, plus or minus some tolerance there. That's pretty neat in terms of what that looks like. I don't know what I expected this to exactly look like. I guess I expected a little bit more. Actually, I don't know. I really didn't know what this was going to look like. It looks a heck of a lot better than that salami I looked at not too long ago. So, very interesting stuff. But yeah, let me know if you want me to go and find other little things to be able to look at there. And make sure that you let me know in the comments below what you think about this. And if you're interested in good coffee places, mention those down in the comments below as well. I myself am from the kind of the Cleveland-ish area, so if you know any good coffee places around there, just kind of let me know. All right, thanks very much, folks. And as always, we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.